And on the question of you know, what is the way forward for these grad students, I mean, as Joe mentioned, you know, we have to look at the role of the trade unions. The UAW, which represents the students, is also amongst represents auto workers. Many of its top officials, I think 11 so far, are facing criminal indictment for fraud. They have, over the years, been helping to create sweetheart deals that hurt the auto workers, have created a 3-tier system, and have been working with General Motors, Fiat Chrysler, and Ford to push through these horrible conditions. Over 80 grad students have been fired. What has been the response by the UAW? It hasn't been to call everybody out and go on strike. No, it's been to isolate and contain these struggles. And when you look at the UC campus is actually a really great example of sort of how the trade unions function today. They are no longer the working class organizations that they were in the past. At UC, you've got something like 13 to 15 different unions. All the union contracts have no strikes clauses. If there is a strike, only 10% of the population of the workers might go out. Everybody else crosses the line, goes to work, and it helps to ensure that no matter what, the whole university is always running, and has fundamentally divided up, piecemeal, the working class and young people and these grad students. So what we're saying, this isn't just because the trade unions, this isn't just because the trade unions are bad. I mean, you have to look at who, this goes back to the Democratic Party. The trade unions are the largest, one of the largest supporters of the Democratic Party. That's where the majority of the dues go from these students, but all dues. And they've been isolating these struggles, shutting them down. I was at the Los Angeles teachers strike. I was at the Oakland teachers strike. In every instance, the unions have helped to isolate, shut it down, and what happened? Not only did they have very brave strikes by educators to stop the privatization of their schools, the charterization, but the Oakland Education Association, the OEA trade union, the UTLA, these are all under the California Teachers Association and the National Education Association. These organizations are deeply bound to the Democratic Party. And when you look here in the state of California, this is what a democratically controlled, this is what democratic control looks like. The privatization of our schools. We have the most social inequality in the country is in California. We have the largest gap between rich and poor. 50% of children live in poverty in the state. This is what the democratic control looks like. So what the way forward is for, as we were mentioning, the way forward not just for grad students, but for the working class in general, is a fundamental break with the Democratic Party. And that means for grad students to organize independently of the unions, which actually their Wildcat strike represents a breaking free of that, but they have to go out and get support within the working class, with the Oakland teachers, with the San Francisco teachers, the Safeway workers, 40,000 who are on the verge of wanting to strike for the same issues. They cannot afford to live, and the demands of the COLA movement are universal and have to be expanded and not kept within the confines of just the campus. They have to be expanded. So students have to reach out to the working class, or else your struggle will be isolated. And at the same time, we're here to help join this movement. We actually led a call about a week and a half ago where we had students from Berkeley, students from Santa Cruz, students from Irvine, as well as teachers. So I was campaigning amongst San Diego teachers, telling them to support your struggle, and there were San Diego teachers and teachers in Detroit. We even had some teachers from Australia joining that call to expand your struggle. So this is, as Joe was saying, this is your fight, but it has to be brought out into the working class. You have so much support. Do not let it be isolated by who you are.